Joining us next are Professor Varda Shalev and Sagi Polani, co-founder and CPO of Fijoya, a company nurtured by Team8 Health Foundry. And in their session, they're going to tell us and take us through the Team8 company building journey from the spark of an idea to scaling up.
Thank you. Hi. Wow, the lights. Good to be here with you, and thank you, Karin and Yaakov, for inviting us. You know, I'm a family physician. Today, this morning, I saw like more than 30 patients in the morning, because I think when you quit practicing, you forget what's important. But I went to do my postdoc in medical informatics many years ago. Professor Letan just said it's the 21st century. I went to do it in 1998, and everybody was raising a brow. Why are you going to do it? Because I understood that we won't be able to scale up without computers. And I came back and founded the first medical informatics department in Maccabi, and then I founded the Big Data and Innovation Center in Maccabi. And it took me many years to understand that I was doing actually what I'm doing now in Team8. I invested data instead of investing money. So I'll show you what we are doing in Team8, and with me is Sagi, co-founder in Team8, and he'll tell you more later. So our vision is to create companies. Team8 is differentiated from other VCs because we create companies from zero to a company. And I'll tell you more about it. So I think I'll tell you like 10 dots that will explain you about Team8. First, we started with cyber. It was just mentioned that it's very connected. We continued to fintech. Last one we have built is digital health. And we have also a conservative, I'll call it VC, that invests in all those domains that we are dealing with. So we are mostly a foundry, and I'll explain what. We have like 8 funds already. Yesterday we just declared that we finished raising the last 3 of them, and we raised about $1 billion that we are managing within Team8. We have 150 investors, and what's nice about it is that 10 of them are repeat investors. So for example, if we talk about Walmart has invested in all the 8 funds of us. And 2 weeks from now, we are going to Walmart. We are going to spend a few days with them thinking, what can we do together? We created 20 companies from zero to a company. When I say from zero, we had to think, which problems are we going to solve? By the way, people were talking a lot about technology. We don't start from the technology. We start with the problem. And we are looking for big problems because our model doesn't support solving small problems. We need a big one that will justify the way that we do it. So 6 of the companies have exited already. 2 of them are unicorns already. So the odds is really good. We have powerful entrepreneurs that go with us. I'll tell you more about it. We have 80 company builders within Team8, between 80 to 90. So it's a big fund if we talk about people, because we support the company's HR, legal, technical, biz dev, business operation. Many people are working with the companies on a daily basis. We are like co-founders of the companies. And we have 95 co-founders that are working already in our companies. So why did we do it? We all know that most of the startups fail. And usually it's not because of technology. It's because they didn't understand really what the problem they were going to solve, how is the go-to market. They were sitting somehow in the university, or they had an idea about technology, and we think it's not a way to start. We think we can do it better. To do it better in order to change the odds of success. That's what we think we can do. So how do we do it? Each year, we sit and think about the landscape. Which problems are going to be the main problems in the next year, 2, 3? We put it on a paper. Then we sort it, and we say, okay, this one is very suitable for us. Because, for example, in Team8, we do a lot of cyber, fintech, we cross between them, we know how to deal with a lot of data. So if it fits us, and it's a big problem, we are going to validate it. So we have built a machine that is a repeatable machine that does this, what I show you here. Does the exploration, we explore, we have built a lot of internal tools in order to explore the world and think about a big problem. We validate it very deeply with more than 100 people. We always say it takes a village to build a company. We have built a village of many stakeholders that are working with us on every problem. So we validate it deeply, and then we execute. We take 2 founders, and I interview personally more than 100 people a year. We interview 200 a year in order to select 2 to 4 founders a year, because we create 1 to 2 companies a year. That's all. And then for a year, we sit together, and we are like a co-founder of the company, and we build it together. So why health? They were so happy without it. So first, I think the impact in health is very high. But if you look, and we look at the American system, they don't have any choice. They spend 20% of the GDP. The quality is declining. They don't have any choice. We in Israel, we know how good looks like. We pay less, we get more. So that's the health side. And on the tech side, we have access to a lot of the talents of 8200, Talpiot, etc. The founders of Team8 were Nadav Tzafrir, Liran, and Israel, the head of 8200, the head of the cyber of 8200. So we have a lot of access to real talent all the time. And if we talk about digital transformation, I was at the first one, where we had to put physicians in front of computers and tell them work. And everybody was telling me, nobody will do it. Physicians won't sit in front of the computer. But we are afterwards, now we have the data. Now it's the second transformation. Let's use the data to do it a lot better. That's what we are doing. So in Team8 Health, now, within Team8, if we are talking not about the umbrella, but about Team8, first, I think we are a good team. With me, I have Asaf Maschari. He was the CTO of 8200. He was the CTO of Team8. For many years, he has used to create companies, like he has built 12 companies already, and it's repeatable. We learn from time to time. We have Dimitrios Kazaukas. We call him D, because to say Dimitrios Kazaukas, it's really too much. And he was the head of Medicare in the US, so we have an arm or leg within the US, and we have Dror Grof, that is a very talented guy that does for us all the ideation, and whenever I ask him something, he says, no, I'll build you a tool, so you can use it continuously, generically. So we have raised already, as we said yesterday, $70 million for this fund only, and for the other funds, it's about $500 million. Some of it is for investing. So this is only for the foundry, but we have more money to invest in digital health. And thank you, everybody, for the support. I really appreciate it. I got a lot of comments. And we have, as I told you, strategic co-investors that work with us. Sagi will tell you about Fijoya, which is the first company, just to give you the taste. We are thinking of ideating for 2 more companies. One is around value-based care. You know, in Israel, actually, we are doing value-based care. We are capitated. In the US, it's a trend to do value-based care. They don't have any choice. And about DCT in clinical trials. So I think, Sagi, maybe you'll share with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Varda. Always a pleasure to share the stage with you, and happy to be here. For those of you who don't know, my name is Sagi. I'm one of the co-founders and chief product officer at Fijoya, a Team8 company. Happy to be here. The first, I would say, digital health company. Thank you. And happy to introduce you to Fijoya. Fijoya is US focused and very much operating in what we like to call the employer-sponsored health benefit space. For those of you who don't know, 57% of Americans receive their health insurance and related benefits from their employer. That benefit stack, so to speak, consists of 3 main parts. The first, of course, includes the health plans, along with their insurance coverages and their vast network of providers. The second part is the savings accounts, which essentially are aimed to encourage Americans to spend their dollars on health via tax advantage incentives. And the third part includes what we like to call the point solutions, which provide digital-first, I would say, health and wellness services, otherwise not offered via the traditional health plans because they have a digital advantage, a technological advantage, and are aimed to bridge gaps in quality, accessibility, and affordability of care. All in all, when you look at this benefits package offered by employers in the US, they account to a staggering $1.5 trillion that are spent on an annual basis in order to offer employees various health services. And as staggering as this number is, it just keeps growing year over year. Only in the past decade, this number has grown by 50%, with an additional, I would say, cost of what we like to dub as administrative burden that is associated with shopping for the right services and solutions which are cost effective, integrating them, vetting them, taking them through the entire procurement process, only to find that ultimately employees are not really engaging with the health benefits package in an optimal manner. Actually, it's very, very wasteful, especially because the business models in which the payments are actually made are made on a flat payment basis, which means that employers are paying upfront regardless of utilization. And when you think about it, this brings both employers and employees to a breaking point. And I have to say that this really has incentivized us at Fijoya to rethink how we can actually change the way that we can help employees to consume and pay for healthcare differently. So we built it, an end-to-end platform that includes a mobile application with a phenomenal user experience for employees to consume as they would expect in 2024, along with the web console obviously for the employers, namely the sponsors, to track utilization, spends, reported user satisfaction, all in one place in a fully transparent manner. Now, with one contract with Fijoya, your employees, if you're a US employer, gain access to our discovery platform that includes over 3,000 health and wellness products spanned across 26 categories that may be accessed at any point in time. And with such a broad and unbiased network, we're confident that everyone will truly find something that is suitable for them. Our system is based on a stipend-based model, meaning that employers provide their employees with a monthly budget, allowing them to select and pay for what they want, when they want, using our virtual debit cards, as they are accustomed to nowadays with other e-com-like platforms. Without all the friction of dealing with receipts, getting reimbursed, and so on and so forth, it's really straightforward and simple. Maybe some of you are familiar with Cibus. It's very, very similar. And the best thing is that, again, as the sponsors, namely the employers, you only pay for what your employees actually utilize, meaning that any unused funds are returned to your pockets. But we didn't stop there. At Fijoya, we understand that in order to ensure a healthy and productive society, we need to start thinking about also preventive care, occupational health, and much more than that. And that's why we've expanded our platform to also include Fijoya Care, a module that brings medically sound recommendations to each employee's doorstep based on preventive care recommendations curated by the Health and Human Services and the U.S. Preventive Service Task Force, along the lines of why it's so important to get your colorectal exam or your periodic mammogram, or when do I need to get my kids vaccinated, and why it's so important to talk with them about their mental well-being. And of course, for the employer, as I mentioned previously, to understand what's going on with the workforce, we've compiled all the data in a fully transparent and aggregated manner for them to consume through our web console. In terms of go-to-market strategy, we're starting by harnessing point solutions as the primary source of service offerings to begin with, as they are digital-oriented, consumerizable, and very much scalable. And later, we are also moving, obviously, to include health plan coverage data information in order to provide much more holistic recommendations and a more comprehensive offering, of course. We're going live in a couple of weeks with our Fortune 500 partners, so stay tuned. There's much more to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Time flies, but I wanted to ask you two questions. One is, as a second-timers, and we usually are looking for second-timers, why did you come to Team8?
That's a great question, Varda. And I have to say, as a second or third timer, I think one of the main lessons that you learn is humbleness. It's one thing to have a great idea, or at least you think it's a great idea, but it's another thing to really vet it and make sure you know that there's a go-to-market strategy, there's a product market fit, and so on and so forth. And I have to say, with the envelope or the umbrella of Team8, it really, really, really makes a difference. One last note, Baruch, my partner, and myself, when we came to Team8, we had truly shared values, but we really looked to build a big company that can really make a difference. But we understood that we cannot do it on ourselves, and we were looking for that ideation and vetting machine, and we really found it at Team8.
So how is it to start a company without knowing the idea?
Like I said, ideas an idea, but it's worthless, if it's not fully vetted.
Actually, so he started with the problem. We started with a different idea, and we got to this idea. Thank you, Sagi.
Thank you very much, Varda.
Thank you all. Bye.